Hello everyone, I'm Nick from nextstepnick.com and today we're going to talk a little bit about Countersnipe. So, why am I talking about this game? It's a free game that's currently on Steam, you can download it for free. Maybe I'm saying it's good, maybe I'm highlighting the fact that I think it's great. Maybe it's another Paunch, maybe it's another game where, I could join an esports league and potentially lead a team. Maybe this is a call to action. Yeah, not really. I think I'm good at it. I'm apparently good at it. I never lost a match. I don't know if that's because of my team. It is because of my team. But, so what is this? Well, this is it, basically. You get a large screen like this with other players on. It's multiplayer online. And you're basically looking for little character models, zooming in, clicking on them, by basically shooting them, and then moving on to the next one. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, that looks like an interesting map. Maybe we can interact with the objects there. Yeah, well, you can shoot some, I suppose. Doesn't do anything. Some of them have animations. You shoot a fire hydrant, it flies away. You shoot a window, and sometimes it cracks. Apart from that, though, that's about it. Can't do anything else, really. I know what you're thinking as well. Is okay, it seems interesting. You take a kill and then you move, or well, you can't move. You just stay where you were. So, say for example here, this character dies. They will now know exactly where I am for their next respawn because I'm in the same place as where I was before. There are like abilities, so you'll see on the bottom right there are like abilities and things like that. I don't really use this character's ability, but there's not really much point, to be honest, to use anything because it's the kind of game that you'd see on something like Miniclip back in the day, Miniclips or Newgrounds. It's just what looks like basically a little flash game that you could potentially play when you should be doing something else. But why am I highlighting it if that's the case? Well, there is a reason for that, and we will get to that very shortly as to why I think this game deserves a mention. But in regard to gameplay, yeah, it's not exactly revolutionary. To be honest, it's not that offensive. I didn't mind it, and it slowly started adding little bits in. You'll see me hit this snowman, for example, and nothing will happen. But you think, oh, okay, it's not offensive. It seems like it's got a pretty gentle gameplay loop. It can even be quite therapeutic. Yeah, and to be honest, that's how I felt about it too at first. I thought, oh, okay, this is quite relaxing. It's not too bad in regard to a gameplay loop. It's pretty much more of the same. Let's be honest, every match is the same. Even when you're playing with other players, you tend to notice, oh, hang on a minute, you're dying quite quickly sometimes. You tend to notice, oh, other players are taking me down faster than I can take them down. Maybe someone's got better accuracy than me. I don't know why that is. At the moment, you'll be seeing me play mostly against NPCs, so operative usually means NPC, I think. I don't actually know for sure. But I do play against other players as well at certain points. And, yeah, there is a reason why I'm going down quicker, again with other enemies shooting me. And that will be revealed, and I can guess that most of you have already guessed why that would be with a game that looks like this. But indulge me, we will get there. So yeah, the maps themselves, pretty interesting. I'd like to see more interactivity in regard to the map. I'd like to be able to see like maybe moving after a kill. I think that would be interesting. I think there should be more in regard to interactions with things on the map. So there's a lot of items, like I say, like you can shoot fire hydrants, for example, and they'll fly away. And that could be interesting if it could hurt other players. Likewise, like you saw just there, spawn points could be better. People are just spawning in front of you, and once you get used to the map, people tend to spawn around the same areas, so you can just basically camp each other, and it's all about who spots the other person first, really. There's not much in the way of nuance, really. You can't do much with this. Once you've played 2 or 3 matches, there's about 3 maps, I think. Once you've seen them all, that's pretty much your lot. Now, I think there is potential here for a game that could be interesting if there was, like I say, different customization items. There are some, but different customization items in regard to fully, outfits and all sorts. Loads of different maps, or maybe a map cycle. Loads of maps cycling around, that could be interesting. And if we could move, or if you could utilise the environment in different ways, so, shoot things that fall on players and stuff like that, I think could be very, very interesting for short matches. There's potential there for a really interesting point-and-click style title that could work on, for example, mobiles, maybe on tablets. But this is the reason why I wanted to mention it. So this is the main screen, and you'll notice straight away there is a lot of currencies in this game. There are a lot of clickable things in this game that you can buy and things like that. So I've just accepted an achievement there, because we get achievements as well, because of course we do, because we're encouraging that gameplay loop. There's also unlockables for guns. Now, you remember I said they looked like some people were taking me down quicker than others? Yeah, that's right. Different guns have different damage ratings. So if you've been playing this game for a while, and you've spent real money on this game, I don't know why you would, you'd have a gun that could do potentially more damage. Likewise, you can change the scope and all those kind of things. Interesting features if the game itself had more to it. It encourages you all the time as well to sign up to an external app. I mean, if you have a look here, I'll scroll through, but just the sheer number of microtransaction items here is unbelievable. And when you think what we've seen of the gameplay loop, and I think the most expensive you can get is £49. So £49 UK. It's absolutely unbelievable, especially when you look at the gameplay style, and you can tell that that's been made in that specific way to emulate Fortnite, because let's be honest, this is to encourage children to sign up and play. Same thing, you'll get all these flashing boxes with lights behind them to really encourage you to unlock them. Oh yeah, spend real money. You can unlock players and stuff like that. They've got upgrade trees, or you can spend on them. Oh, they've got cosmetics, you can spend on them. Every character has extra spending baked into them. And to be honest, if this game had a lot more to it, I wouldn't be that sad about it. But when you look at, for example, you're literally selling weapons with extra damage on, I'm sorry, but this is a great example I wanted to point out of what is wrong with the current mobile and small-time game industry. Because this in itself is not that egregious. If you had this game with unlockables, and say for example you either bought the game for £5 and you had all this stuff to unlock and work towards an in-game currency that was reasonable. I mean, like, the unlock rate on the in-game currency isn't unreasonable. It's not unbearably slow, but at the same time, they've got this, they've got multiple different types of gun, they've got cosmetics, they've got a battle pass. Yes, they've got a battle pass, a free one and a paid for one. There is so much in regard to in-game microtransactions. And the funny thing is if you just had these features without such a huge amount of monetization, it would be a good game. I would like to work towards these upgrades like I was doing, to be honest, but you know how these games work. You work towards a specific place and then you hit that wall, and that's when all of a sudden you're invested in the title, and that's when you have to start really spending to see progress. I mean, you even have to buy bullets in this game with gold. Now, gold seems pretty easy to earn at first, or maybe it is the whole way through, but I doubt it is. But as the game goes on, there's multiple different types of ammunition, armours, all these kind of things that you have to buy. And what do you know, they sell those things as well for cash. So there is stuff you can buy for real money as well. And I think the problem is, you're hindering your own game at this point. You charge £3 for this game, people will buy it. And I know people assume that the live service model will make more money, but to be honest, if you encourage fan retention by making a game that's good in its own right, that you can buy, that you can play through, you know, with the occasional DLC item or cosmetic, people will buy it. But when it gets to the stage where literally there's more than 2-3 types of currency, there's all these different payments inside, and you can tell that it's made to basically sucker you in before making you buy tons of stuff, sorry, no. If this was the same game with just a few cosmetics here and there, totally fine. But when you start selling in-game transactions that can increase damage, increase speed, increase resistance, give you the edge on other players, it's just dirty. I mean, I don't really agree with in-game microtransactions, but we've had so many people defending them and so many arguments for why they're necessary, which I don't think they are, but so many arguments for that. Then, you know, I've even come around to being like, right, if there are certain cosmetics I can understand. I don't agree with it, I think they should be free, but if a game doesn't charge at the start, then fair enough. If it's free to play, I understand that. I understand you need to make money in some way, especially if you're a small-time developer. But at the same time, just don't be so aggressive with it. Don't be so aggressive with it. Don't put paywalls on everything. I know you can get suckered in and then slowly it'll get to the stage where you have to start paying money, but at the same time, I'm sorry. When your game isn't that complex, when you aren't really offering much, I mean, like with this, for example, this is another one of the maps, you're just scrolling through, clicking to shoot, clicking again. You'll see now I'm playing as a new character, there's multiple types of ammunition there, so now, what do you know, certain ammos beat certain armours, so if you haven't got that ammunition, well, you better go and buy it from the microtransaction store, and if you haven't got enough money to buy it, well, you better invest. It just strikes me as dirty, especially when this is the game you're playing. this is the game that you're investing in. I mean, I know that what we'll say is it's more for the people that have paid for it, but it makes me sad to see stuff with potential promise to be interesting. I mean, with this, like I say, if you update this slowly, add in different mechanics, like a couple of movement mechanics, maybe, choose your spawn points, maybe just increase the kind of things you need to do, increase the complexity as the game progresses, yeah, that's an interesting model. But the second you start hiding extra damage, extra ammunition, all the stuff you need to literally play behind a paywall, sorry, you've lost me. Couple of microtransactions or cosmetics, if you're a free-to-play game, fine. But to be honest, I think most people would agree, charge me a couple of pounds, charge me a couple of dollars to get into this game, and I'll pay that. I will happily pay that if it supports a game I enjoy. But just wanted to highlight this in a moment, just to show you the kind of stuff out there. Thank you very much for watching anyway though, guys. I do appreciate you joining me. By the way, I actually got some skills at this, so it's not even that I'm just bitter. I actually think I could go onto the circuit. I'm really getting my esports resume up recently. Anyway, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. It really helps out in regard to the channel, and it helps me to keep making things for you. Please head over to nextstepnick.com as well. I've got my articles on there, my reviews, my news, and all the latest stuff that I do, and it really helps me out if you don't mind subscribing there too. It's totally free, no adverts either. Anyway, have a lovely day, and hopefully I'll catch you again real soon. I'm going to go back to Paunch, to be honest.